Hey everyone, this is our segment in the video series on case studies. We had a really good case study about a year ago. We had an account that we were referred into and sat down. They said, hey, we're not sure if what we have is the best or we don't know. We just want to talk to someone else, get an outside opinion as to what's going on within our program. Do we have the right carrier? Do we have the right coverage? Are we classified correctly? We don't know. We haven't talked to our broker. He sends us emails, gives us a phone call, but we just want to talk to someone. And you were referred into us by a good friend of ours, so let's talk. So we went out, sat down. I said, let's start from square one. Tell me your business structure. How are you structured? Your LLCs, all your different programs. What is the interaction between the different carriers, the different LLCs, the different insurance carriers you have? How do you have carrier A, you have carrier B. How is all this coming together? So we sat down and I said, and also tell me how you do business. Where are you? Because they sell magnets, anything from the small magnets on refrigerators to the industrial magnets, and everything's under their own label. And I said, well, where are you getting your product from? And they said, well, we imported direct from China. And I said, well, is there a U.S. intermediary? No, it comes direct. It comes direct right to us. And I said, okay, so you're bringing it direct from China, putting your own name on it, relabeling it, repackaging it, but you have a quality control, so you're going all through that. And I said, your policy though, you're rated as a wholesale distributor, which means it's not taken into account you being the manufacturer. And they said, well, would that be more? Because it sounds like if I'm a manufacturer, it would cost more than a wholesale distributor. And I said, well, I'm not sure, but I think we might be able to save money on that aspect right there. And I said, you know what, let me check it out. So I did some calling around. I talked to different carriers, and they all said, oh yeah, they should be rated as a manufacturer because it's direct import from China. And you should have it under that code because the manufacturing code is about 25 to 30% less than the wholesale distributor code, which it doesn't make sense. You're a manufacturer, you have no one else behind it to go after. Like when you're a wholesale distributor, you're wholesale distributing someone else's product, and something goes wrong, you're going to get dragged into it, but also the manufacturer is going to get dragged into it, hoping that you pass some of the liability off. Well, the insurance carriers look at it as you being the manufacturer, you're going to have more control because you have the quality control. You're going to have more control over that product, what happens with it, where does it go, and how does it perform in the market. So I went back to them. I said, look, hey, this is what we found out. Just give your current broker a call and say, hey, can you check this out for me? And so they did. 3 days later, he calls. He says, hey, I wonder if you want to be our broker, because I called our current agent. He said, let me look into it. Got back to me and said, oh, you know what? You should be classified as a manufacturer. And oh, great news. I can save you, it's going to cut about 25 to 30% out of the cost. And why don't we do that? Well, that didn't sit well because they had been with that broker over 10 years. So they've been paying the incorrect code for 10 years. And we picked up the account, saved them right there, right off the bat, picked it up, new client, changed the general liability code. We were able to actually go back a couple years and get them some refunds from prior. One going back 10 years, but we were able to go back, a couple years on that. And then we also remarketed a workers' comp, put it with the same carrier as they have for the general liability auto. They cut it down another 25% on the workers' comp. So now you had same carrier on the workers' comp, the umbrella, the auto, everything's under one carrier, saving them overall 25, 30%. Folks don't know that. Doesn't always work out that way, but man, I would love to come out and talk to you about your current program, what your current arrangement is, how you're set up. Hey, there may be some savings in there. And then when you want to talk about service, we are always there. They said they hadn't seen their broker, got some emails, some phone calls. It's just, that's the way things have been going lately. And that's not us. We're still all about coming out, seeing you in person. We're going to sit down each and every year. You see us in person 90 days prior to renewal. You see us at the renewal. You see us during the year. I also have a thing, I've always done it. I've been in the business since the 90s. And I've always done it where I've seen every single one of my clients every year at Christmas time for no other reason than to just say, hey, thank you for your business. Here's a little token of my appreciation. Love to keep doing business with you. And that's about all we got. We'd love to come out and talk to you, see what you got, see what you have going on, and see what we can do for you.